Welcome back to Little Big Wins. This is my personal podcast where I express those little things seen as very little things by the world. There is no prestige really in some of the actions and expressions and intentions that I present here. However, they are big wins for me because these little tiny baby steps or baby moves have been toward my healing and just further progressing in what feels like really great ways. Today I just wanted to update you. I've done a little bit of travel. I'm here back in my home region of the Pacific. Very hard to be anonymous here on this little podcast because I think people who hear the hints and clues verbally of what I present here can figure out who I am. Anyway, I'm here in Hawaii. I teach a class here in a wonderful department here on a wonderful campus on the north shore of Hawaii. So on Oahu. And I just wanted to express how happy I'm feeling. I've got more things done for the class this past week. Did a few bigger tasks completions today for the class. I really like to make sure that the students are well informed ahead in as much time ahead of time as possible, and just so they are informed at the earliest so that they can make decisions for themselves a little bit easier that now that I have presented information for them. I do try not to be a last minute type of person. And so that's actually what I want to talk about today is the last minuteness. In many ways, if it was not for the last minute, a lot of us would not get things done. I have found out, I am not necessarily a last minute type of person, but on the other hand, I have been grateful for the last minute. I've had probably 75% of successes from last minute, but a lot of these were planned last minute. Does that make sense? Meaning I had done the work ahead of time to get as much done as possible so that if I needed that last minute to cross a bridge, right, to cross that T, dot that I, put in the last few this or that, I had that spare last minute to complete that last minute thing. However, I typically diligently work ahead of time to get whatever that project needs completed and accomplished. And so the sun seems to rise a lot brighter when I utilize my last minuteness that way. And of course, there are times when I don't know I didn't plan for sudden, impromptu, abruptly there, suddenly there situations. That type of last minute is like the true last minute. And so I try to avoid those as much as possible. And but when they come, you just kind of have to roll with it. However, at this point in my life, I'm older. I'm over a half a century old now, which is crazy because I still feel like a 13-year-old at sometimes, and still 22 sometimes as well mentally. But the age experiences that I've had up to the age that I have now have really helped me prepare for true last minute fiascos or last minute emergencies for sure. But I do want to express that the little things, like the little preparations towards overall projects does make that last available minute even more productive, is preparing for the prepared last minute, which means for me getting writing out a plan. You could use AI if you like. Grok is my latest favorite. I have tried DeepSeek and ChatGPT. I like those as well. And there are several others, but I would say Grok right now that's kind of my vibe right now for AI. So you could, if you didn't want to write things up, but you wanted to get some kind of template or guide written down or recorded somewhere outside of your own head, those are options. And if you just simply don't feel like typing or texting yourself a message or writing it down with a pen or pencil, that would be an option. But texting and typing and messaging yourself and writing using a pen or a pencil is also still an option. Old school, but hey, it still works for sure. Getting that down and following that as best as you can, closest as you can, closest as I can, helps me recapitulate things that need doing and dunning, right? You got to get some doing and dunning done. Get things finished and completed in a really organized way. There's no calamities. Typically when I follow that, they're simplistic enough. I don't feel rushed getting these things done. I think ahead that if I do wait at the last minute to do these 8 tasks within a project, I will feel overwhelmed, bombarded, and not feel super awesome. So I just get them done along the way for sure. And it's in a structured and orderly fashion. Of course, you can still be creative about it, but there's like a baseline of task completions and synchronicity going on. That's what is helpful for me. And so come the night of or the day of or the moment of presentation or where I have to show a beautiful record somewhere somehow, then I will have had my checklist completed. I will have had all my thoughts, which are not on paper, but all the thoughts and accidents and all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and all the possible happenstance, incidentals happened to me already, and that's already completed. I can just focus mainly on the presentation. Anything that I need last minute for the completion of that particular project, I use that prepared last minute. And I do want to say this with a caveat. I don't want to come off as, oh yeah, superbly organized person, and just perfect at it. No, my shtick is I'm a systems person at heart, because I think I love doing that, mainly because of culturally as Samoan people. I come from a very traditional household and family from the islands of Samoa, and organization really is at the crux of how things are done and maintained for centuries. For example, our chiefly system, and that those the essences of that structure matriculate and trickle down into personal lives, even when I am physically away from the Samoan Islands. Anyway, let me connect that sense of loving systems with organizing and completing tasks. But at the core of that, Samoans, just like any humans, they could be as messy and disorganized and uncomplimentary of completing finite tasks as any other human. And so I believe we had decided centuries ago that we would not be in disarray. But there are systems that we love and we work and we keep them, and we even fight to keep them. So I would say it's just part of our indigenous approach to things. I use that and fine tune it for whatever I need as best I can. I don't believe everything I do using organizational preparedness is like 100. Like, I'm not saying that I am. I'm saying that I try to stay organized, and it helps me have a prepared last minute moment should I need it. But I really like to get things done in an orderly manner so that I'm not stressed. If there are people that are involved in that project, I don't like to stress them out. I like to complete my tasks and offer that up. And also complete tasks because we have to expect that someone else in that particular group is not ready. But when you yourself as part of the project or even leading that particular project are ready, then you could, be there to not criticize them at all, but you're there to help them because you know which direction that they need to go. You know what to have ready in case they don't have the essential things that they need. I am so grateful for the last minute, but I am even more so grateful for the realization of a prepared last minute for sure. So anyway, I just want to add that I'm here, and I hope to see you, or hope you are listening in on the next podcast as well. And I thank you for joining now.